And I'm feeling good. Hello, my lame lemon heads. If you know, you know about that reference. And welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I'm a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. Today, your favorite little negative Nancy on the internet is here to bring you guys MLM Top Fails episode 18, a series in which I react to and debunk the terrible and nonsensical things that MLM reps to say to shill their terrible products. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and some dry sarcasm along the way, hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand. I would sure love to have you here. Without anything further, let's make lemonade. So this first one is another Kangen water rep, just completely misbehaving. In addition to a video clip, I actually also have some comments from me to her.
Have you ever wondered why drinking water makes you bloated? Tap water, bottled water? Let me show you why.
No, I haven't wondered because it's not rocket science. I'm a human and I have a stomach, and whenever I fill it up with high volumes of fluid, it becomes distended. There's the explanation right there, but I guess I'll let you keep talking.
With this tea bag, I'll show you the difference. Imagine that this tea bag represents the trillions of cells inside your body. Normally, when you make tea, you have to do what? Heat up the water. That's because the water molecules are too large to penetrate the tea bag. So what happens?
Okay, first off, humans are not tea. Second, exposing the water molecule to heat, it doesn't change the size of the individual atoms within the molecule. Water is still two hydrogens and an oxygen molecule. Exposing water to heat does result in the molecules expanding in volume, but it's still two hydrogens and an oxygen molecule. Lastly, tea steeps better in hot water than cold or room temperature water because the heat brings out the aromatics in the tea better. And I researched this, by the way. I am by no means a tea connoisseur. Man, people who are really into tea, you guys are serious people. I think in the last month's episode of Stuff Influencers Say, there was a guy who was making fat loss tea or something like that, and man, you tea drinkers were just not happy about it at all. Let me tell you, one of my friends who watched the video, she's a big tea drinker. She texted me later and she was like, oh, I'm personally offended by that, man. Anyway, so back to tea being hot and stuff. So there are compounds in tea that are not soluble in cold or room temperature water, so hot water is better. Now, you can steep tea in cold and room temperature water, but it will take a lot longer. Now, there is a lot of biology happening in there that I cannot explain because I am a biologist, and biologists are terrible at chemistry. So, any of you in my audience right now who are watching this, if you are a chemist, you are officially recruited into my downline. Please explain in my comment section why hot water steeps tea better than cold water. Thank you, management.
What happens when we try to use some of our Scentsy alkaline water? Nothing. Now let's take that same tea bag, but let's use small water. Watch what happens. Because the water is smaller, it's able to actually penetrate the tea bag and your cells of your body much faster. And believe it or not, there is tea in here. You can see it slightly. We just weren't drinking the right water. But watch what happens when we do. Wow. Look at how it brings out all the nutrients, minerals, and vitamins.
That looks like urine. I'm sorry, what nutrients and minerals and vitamins though? It's just water. All you did was add more water to a cup. So we're gonna get to this, but the big draw of Kangen water. Kangen is a type of water that you make with the machine. I think it's called the K2 machine. Or is that a mountain? It might also be a mountain. Maybe it was named after a mountain. Anyway, so the company, the multi-level marketing company is called Enagic, I think is how you say it. And they have this super duper expensive water alkalizing machine. That's the water that the reps are always harping on and on about. It's just alkaline water, which means it has a slightly higher pH than just regular water. That doesn't mean it has more minerals or vitamins and nutrients though. It just means that it is more alkaline.
So if you're like me, and you hate feeling bloated and don't want to just pee out all of the vitamins, nutrients, and minerals that you're taking in each day via food or supplements, then change your water. Text water to the number below I got you.
Oh, yeah, you got me? Well, I have a feeling that you don't got me, ma'am. Okay, let's look at the caption. Size matters. Are you drinking small or big water? I'm drinking regular water because I'm a human. Big tap or bottled water equals feeling bloated and peeing out vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. No, it does not. Small living water equals quicker, more effective absorption, so no bloating and no peeing out your vitamins and nutrients. False. DM me or text me water to, and then there's a phone number here. I wonder if that's really her phone number. There's no way that's really her phone number. That would be insane. And I'll send you info on how you can upgrade your water to small living water too. You will not be peeing out your vitamins and nutrients every single day. If that happened to everyone, of course there are people who have malabsorption issues, but that's not generally how it goes in humans. If you're an average healthy human like most of us are, if you just peed out all of your vitamins and minerals that you consumed every day, whether that be through food or supplements, we would all be dying of malnutrition. I think that's what triggers me the most about this post. It's so painfully misleading because her language is making you believe that unless you drink Kangen water, you're just not going to absorb any vitamins or nutrients at all. And that's just completely, absolutely, 100% categorically false. I think it's obvious that if you're a human, water is necessary. If you are a carbon-based life form living on this spinning rock, water is necessary. And yes, digestion and absorption work much better when you're well hydrated, but you can get well hydrated with any water. It does not have to be alkaline water. I think now is a good time to mention that I actually do have a video on alkaline water. I just chat about what it is, why it's not superior to regular water, and as usual, I cite my sources and you know, all that stuff. I will link that video below for you. You know, you would think after I made that video, Kangen huns everywhere would have been like, huh, you know what? She's right. Thank you, girl on the internet, for correcting us and telling us how horribly incorrect we are. We will definitely stop. And also, we're going to get real jobs and stop harassing our friends and family to join our team. Now, for those of us who make anti-MLM content, you know, do a lot of these reaction and debunking videos, isn't that what we would all just love to happen? So it's because of I've already made a video on alkaline water. I really don't want to get into a super long-winded discussion about just like why it's not superior to regular water. But for the new people, I'll do the really fast version. Alkaline water is water that has a pH above neutral, which is 7. So alkaline waters, the pH usually sits at least 8 or 9. Pure water has a neutral pH of 7, and tap water usually has a pH of between like 6.5 and 8. Also, alkaline means basic. If something is alkaline, that means it is a basic substance. No, I don't mean like a basic bitch. I mean like acid base basic. People who never shut up about alkaline water being a miracle cure say things about it like it hydrates you better than regular water. It can clear up your skin. It can balance your hormones. I have even seen people say that alkaline water can treat and cure cancer. Absolutely none of these claims are founded. None of them are based on conclusive scientific research. Now, there is some evidence that alkaline water might help alleviate the symptoms of acid reflux. Maybe. But as usual with these more recent kind of diet trends, more research is needed for a more conclusive answer. So until more definitive research emerges, just know alkaline water is not superior to regular water. And anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is just trying to take your money. Exhibit A. So I mentioned before that there was a comment exchange initiated by me, and it was between me and this person. So yeah. I'll read it now. I said, "This is the biggest load of pseudoscience I've heard in a while. There's no conclusive evidence that alkaline water does anything more than regular water, except cost more money. Rise above, stay informed." They said, "I would love to share info with you if you're open to learn." And then they followed up with another comment 3 minutes later and said, "Changing people's lives is not fake." And then I said, quote, "Changing people's lives," end quote. "It's water, not a cure for cancer." Laughing emoji. I'm always a student and always willing to learn, but I seek truth through peer-reviewed research and scientific evidence, not personal anecdotes. I'd also like to add to that weird kitchen science experiments. So all in all, is alkaline water bad? No, most people can probably drink it safely, but just know and please understand that it is not an amazing cure as these Kangen reps make it out to be. It's not a magic cure. It's just expensive water with a slightly higher pH than regular water. All right, so this next one here we got is Beachbody. Now this one is older. It's from a couple months ago, but I still like to, even when they get old, I still like to feature them. And this one is courtesy of the Instagram page, the Anti-Beachbody Coach. Great account which highlights all things that are terrible about Beachbody.
I could eat dessert for every meal, and so I make this, and it curbs my cravings. It keeps me full. It's packed full of so many vitamins, nutrients, antibiotics, prebiotics, probiotics, and like so much. Okay, so you need this.
No, I don't. I do need this though. Oh my God. I think we might need to take an Oreo break. That was a good cookie break. Okay, so hang on. Antibiotics? What? No, ma'am. Shakeology does not have antibiotics. The last thing anyone wants is a dose of penicillin in their protein shake. As she said, Shakeology does contain prebiotics and probiotics, but I feel like she was kind of like on a roll with words that end in iotics. Saying antibiotics just, I don't know, just kind of slipped out in front of pre and probiotics. Big, massive, huge compliance issue, I think, and just a completely false and incorrect product claim. I think this was actually reported. Now, it may seem obvious to all of you watching this, like, duh, of course Shakeology doesn't have antibiotics. But you guys, make no mistake, there are absolutely people out there that are just uninformed or incorrectly informed who really very well may believe that Shakeology does have antibiotics in it. This kind of stuff is problematic and dangerous because all it takes is one uninformed person who was recently prescribed antibiotics for maybe they just have a minor infection and they were prescribed antibiotics, but like maybe they don't really want to take them because some MLM rep got in their head about big pharma. But the doc recommended and prescribed antibiotics because, hey, you have this infection and the antibiotics will clear that infection up. That uninformed person sees this post and thinks, hey, Shakeology has antibiotics in it, so I just will get some Shakeology, take Shakeology, and then I don't need to take my my medicine that the doctor prescribed. And just like that, that person stops taking their medication, which was actually helping them, and they begin to try and self-medicate with Shakeology, something that they think has antibiotics in it. And of course, it would do nothing because Shakeology does not have antibiotics. And their infection would probably get much worse because they're not taking their antibiotics that have been prescribed by their doctor. Now, I will add, and to be totally fair, according to the Anti-Beachbody Coach's caption, this rep did remove this story. And honestly, even if she didn't remove it, it's gone after 24 hours anyway because it's an Instagram story. So to give credit where it's due here, at least they took the story down, but you know, it'd be great if they didn't say that in the first place. Also, why don't you know the product for the company you work for? Come on, get with the program. Okay, so this next one is a pretty short reel, but I have a lot to say about it. Also, I think the music is copyrighted, so you know, I'm gonna expect my elevator music over it. So I want you to take this one, I mean, pretty much as you take all the other ones, take this as a monumental example as to why multi-level marketing reps, the mailman, as to why multi-level marketing reps are not the same as healthcare professionals and should not be treated as such. And you should not listen to them for your medical care ever. Now, I know most of you watching this probably already know that, but I always want to say it for people who are new to my channel or are new to my anti-MLM themed videos. This is a clear example of why people in multi-level marketing companies are not professionals and should not be listened to because they only care about lining their own pockets. Caption's kind of long, so let's just read it now. Not me over here, 16 months postpartum, down 30 pounds, working out 5 to 6 days a week, and still breastfeeding my baby. This emoji. Let's play Mythbusters today. Working out will not cause your milk supply to decrease, but exercising and not eating enough will. Wait, but exercise and eating enough and not eating enough. Wait a minute, hold on. Working out will not cause your milk supply to decrease, but exercising and not eating enough will. Okay, I guess she meant like not eating enough as well as. Wait a minute. She wrote, but exercising. Okay, I think that not is ill-placed. I think she means to say, but not exercising or eating enough will. All right. You 100 can work out while still maintaining a full milk supply for your baby. You just have to be smart about it. One of the coolest parts of my job is that I get to blend my passion for fitness and lactation. I not only get to help mamas feel good and confident in their postpartum body, but I also get to support them on their breastfeeding journey as well. I can help you learn to nourish your body properly to maintain your milk supply while also getting the physical results you're looking for. So if you're ready to start your journey and not sure where or how to start, no worries. I got you, girl. My next fitness and nutrition challenge starts Monday. We'll be focusing on lifting weightings, toning and slimming, healing our gut, and working on our personal development journey as well. Okay. Well, if it looks like a pyramid scheme and sounds like a pyramid scheme, just might be a pyramid scheme. If you're ready, come on, mama. No need to do this alone. You have a community waiting for you. All right, well, that caption was a nightmare. I perceive that as her basically telling people that she knows better than their healthcare professional. It came off as a little bit condescending as well. Well, no duh, physical activity does a body good. We already know that. And if you are healthy and clear too, then exercise during pregnancy and breastfeeding is considered completely safe. But there are a lot of circumstances that would inhibit someone postpartum from exercising. Like, a lot of circumstances. And you're telling people in an Instagram caption that they can anyway? What? And no sort of disclaimer either to like talk to your doctor, consult with your doctor. Like, you're awfully confident. Where do I buy that amount of confidence? She also mentioned that she has a passion for lactation and is over 16 months postpartum and breastfeeding. Good for you. Breastfeeding is very healthy for babies. Everything I'm about to share with you about like pregnancy and lactation, which is not a lot, is from my education from school. I'm a nutrition student. I've learned about lactation because that's nutrition for babies effectively. And I've learned about like nutrition through the lifestyle. So yeah, I've learned a lot about that stuff. It's a very interesting science that I personally want no part of. Like, did you guys know that colostrum is yellow because of beta carotene? Yeah, tell your friends. So lactation is an in-depth science, and you can actually become a lactation consultant. There's a few avenues in which you can do that. A legitimate certification that I actually know of is the International Board Certified Lactation Consultant, or IBCLC, a certification which I'm pretty sure this rep does not hold because, I mean, she'd probably put it in her profile if she did. So good for you for loving lactation, but I really hope she's not coaching anyone in it. And she's also not wrong that physical activity can help stimulate lactation, but there are a lot of reasons, again, why a postpartum woman may have to refrain from physical activity. And this post just doesn't sit right with me with her being like, actually, yes, you can. Okay, maybe tell people to talk to their doctors because you should listen to your doctor. And even if you have one, you're a licensed lactation consultant and not a Beachbody rep who's just trying to sell you things and get you in her challenge group. And also, since we're talking about lactation, I actually want to add, just in case anyone is interested, I actually know a IBCLC licensed lactation consultant. She is a friend of mine and she's also a registered dietitian. And her wheelhouse is postpartum and pregnancy nutrition and lactation. Her name is Allegra Gast. I actually met Allegra a few years ago because I interned with her for a couple months over the summer when I was like about to start like my nutrition degree. If that's something that's interesting to you, why not give Allegra a follow? Because Allegra actually knows what she's talking about, and bonus, she won't try and recruit you into her pyramid scheme. So let's look at one more. Okay, so this last one is a screenshot of a Plexus hun just misbehaving and just demonstrating that she has no idea how the healthcare industry or the FDA works at all. I remember over 5 years ago when I knew nothing about the FDA or supplements, but I knew I felt better than I had in 20 years. Sometimes I get asked the question, are your supplements FDA approved? Herbal supplements aren't FDA approved, and just to put that into perspective, hashtag Twinkies are. Comedian Jim Gaffigan. Energy drinks, breast implants, and cigarettes are also FDA approved, but raw milk, formula, and children's vitamins are not approved. Hashtag perspective. She thinks she's doing something. Meds are FDA approved, but have some pretty hefty side effects. I mean, they can, and they are always disclosed. Ever listen to the last 30 seconds of prescription commercials? Holy cow. I am so glad I took my chances, laughing emojis, with my gut health drink and supplements, which have been clinically research proven plant-based, non-GMO, no artificial sweeteners, no fillers or preservatives. Oh, and they work, or your money back. I'm proof, along with thousands of others. Hashtag gut health matters. Hashtag be your own advocate. Hashtag natural lovers synthetic. Hashtag clean supplements. What does that last one mean? Natural lovers synthetic. I don't know what that means. Okay, I got a lot to say about this one. The person who sent me this said that they actually know this person because they went to school with this person. Isn't that how it always works out? It's always somebody who you used to go to school with who's shilling some MLM crap. So let's talk about this post and all the things wrong with it. First off, Twinkies are food and therefore are not governed under the same set of rules and regulations as drugs are. So if you don't like Twinkies, don't eat them. The end. Energy drinks are also food, so the same rules apply as Twinkies. If you don't like energy drinks, don't drink them. The end. Breast implants. Ooh. They always seem to incite quite a colorful discussion on social media, I guess depending on like what corner of social media you're on. Before I very, very briefly chat about breast implants, if you don't know, because I don't talk about it all the time, but I have mentioned it plenty of times before, I have breast implants. I think my boobs are they're 5 years old. They turned 5 in December. You go, girls. And 2, I am actually planning a True Science episode about a plastic surgeon who is actually nicknamed Dr. Death because so many of his patients have died after having cosmetic procedures done by him. Not just breast implants. We're talking about like Brazilian butt lifts and like facial work too. And I really want to save that video for a much more in-depth discussion about breast implants, among other cosmetic procedures. And I want to try to actually see if I can get my plastic surgeon in on that video with me, to hop on a Zoom call with me, because I would really appreciate the input of an actual plastic surgeon in a video like that. Even if I can't get him on a Zoom call, maybe I can get him to answer a few questions that I'll read off in the video. That video won't be for a while because it'll require a lot of research, and again, I'd have to reach out to my plastic surgeon. Yeah, the reason I said all that is because every time breast implants get brought up, there is always, without fail, people in the comment section who have to comment things like, oh, breast implants are dangerous, breast implants cause breast implant illness, they're gonna make you sick, they're not safe, etc., etc. I'm not gonna tell you not to leave those comments because, algorithm. But for those of you who want to make those comments, I would prefer it if you saved that passion for my video that I'm going to do on plastic surgery. I do want to talk about it, but that's just not the main focus today, because the focus today in this context is going to be like on their safety and the FDA and all that kind of stuff like that. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So just in case you live under a rock, breast implants are a medical device. They are approved for the use of breast augmentation or breast reconstruction surgery, and that may be for the purposes of cosmetics to increase breast size, or it may be a procedure to restore breast size after a woman has had a mastectomy. I actually know a woman who did that. She had a double mastectomy and then she later got breast implants. Breast implants are generally considered safe and they do have FDA approval. However, they are a medical device and breast augmentation is a medical procedure. And as with any medical device and any medical procedure, it does carry risks. Breast augmentation is not right for everyone and it's not safe for everyone. And you know what? The FDA knows that. They stay on top of that information and they release that information to the public. For example, on the consumer education page on their website about breast implants, they list risks, including but not limited to infection, capsular contracture. I just wrote that down in my script, but I realized not everybody might know what that means. Capsular contracture is basically, I'm doing the super short version here. It's when the capsule or like the scar tissue that will naturally form around the implant, it's when that starts to harden and it can be really painful and it can cause like the implants to appear misshapen and so that's what capsular contracture is. Complications which may need additional surgery, and they even list systemic symptoms, aka breast implant illness. And I think the fact that they list breast implant illness is a big deal because breast implant illness, a lot of people don't know this, is breast implant illness, BII, is not an official medical diagnosis. The research on BII and what causes it is actually ongoing. There are not even any statistics on BII BII because it's largely a self-reported and self-diagnosed phenomenon. I've even seen, and this is really fascinating, please, y'all don't come for me for any of this. I'm not saying if you think you had BII, I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just here reporting the facts, so please don't come for me. Remember, I do plan on talking all about it. But this is just, as I was researching for this video, I came across this and I just thought it was really interesting. I have seen some very recent research, like in the last 2 years, come about that suggests that the uptick in self-reported BII cases may be related to the influence of social media and people just talking more about it, like suggesting that a lot of BII cases might be psychosomatic due to the influence of seeing it more in social media, which is fascinating. So I bring all that up because the FDA still mentions BII as a risk. They even list research about a potential link between certain types of breast implants and a type of cancer that's usually confined within the capsule that the implant sits in called breast implant associated anaplastic large cell lymphoma, or BIA-ALCL. I'm not trying to like scare anybody out of getting breast implants. I mean, it's your body. You should do what you want to do with your body. And I always recommend doing research from reputable and legitimate sources. But I do think it is important to know these risks if you're going to consider plastic surgery. And the vast majority of people who get a breast augmentation are satisfied customers and experience very few to no complications. I'm one of those many people. Breast augmentation is pretty much consistently over the last several years, and not the most common, one of the most common cosmetic procedures in the United States. So it's very common. But I bring all that up about the risks that the FDA lists because the FDA discloses all of that information. Why? So that you are an informed consumer and can make the best decision for yourself. The same goes for cigarettes. She also puts cigarettes in her post there. Yes, cigarettes are absolutely terrible for you. They are not good for your health at all. There is absolutely no benefits whatsoever to smoking, but the FDA actually regulates the labeling, and I think they regulate the distribution and manufacture of cigarettes in the United States, and they actually require certain labeling on cigarettes. That's why if you've ever seen a box of cigarettes in the United States, they have that warning and say, hey, FYI, smoking these things will probably make you sick and they might cause cancer. Why? So that you can be an informed consumer. There is absolutely no regulation like that for dietary supplements, energy drinks, Twinkies, raw milk, formula, and vitamins. That stuff is food. The FDA does not regulate that stuff the same way as they regulate drugs. Dietary supplements are considered food, not drugs. So I don't know what she thought she was doing when she was like, the FDA approves energy drinks. I feel like she was saying that to imply that, well, energy drinks are terrible for you, and the FDA says that they're okay, but Plexus isn't. In fact, the FDA does not have the authority to regulate dietary supplements. Any one of you watching this video right now, you can make a dietary supplement right now and just put it on the market if you wanted to. There are rules for labeling that you would have to follow, but as far as like what's in it, that's not the FDA's bag. You could go outside to your backyard, put dirt in capsules, put it in a jar, and be like, this is a weight loss supplement. Isn't that what Boo did? Black Oxygen Organics, right? Wasn't their product like basically dirt? So to this Plexus hun who made this post, I say, nice try, but swing and a miss. Okay, so that was the last one, but very, very last thing I want to say. Whenever I talk about my boobs, I get a lot of questions about them, which is perfectly fine with me. My entire experience with my breast augmentation was fantastic from start to finish, and I'm always happy to share my experience with other people. Although my advice is always going to be speak to a licensed healthcare practitioner and please source reputable and legitimate sources when you're doing your research. I am still happy to share my experience, but I don't want the comment section under this video to get just overrun with like boob questions. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna remember this. Like on the day this video goes up, I think what I'll do is on my Instagram, I'll post like a question box, and you guys head over to my Instagram. If any of you watching this have any questions about boobs, go over to my Instagram right now, and I will post a question box and ask your questions there, and I'll answer them on Instagram. I just want to do that to keep this comment section under this video from getting too booby. Okay. In conclusion, that was a fun ride. It always is. What can I say that I haven't said before at the end of these videos? All right, so my camera battery just died, so I'm talking to you on my iPhone right now. I was just gonna finish my outro by like, what else can I say that I haven't already said? Multi-level marketing consultants don't know anything about health, wellness, science, whatever. And even if they do, remember that at the end of the day, they're still just trying to line their own pockets, okay? The barrier to entry to join these companies is low. They pay the fee for the starter pack, get their product, and then just like that, they start making all kinds of ridiculous health claims, some very, very dangerous, on their social media accounts in an effort to shill their product and, you know, grow their team and whatnot. Beware, because they will say anything to sell their garbage. Believe me, we've heard it all here. My message today is the same as it always is. Please don't be fooled by these people. Stay informed, stay educated, maintain a healthy dose of skepticism. You probably don't need their supplements. You do need somebody who actually knows what they're talking about, though, such as a medical doctor, a registered dietitian, a certified nutrition specialist, a physical therapist, a licensed lactation consultant, etc., etc. Okay, I don't like filming on my phone, so I'm just gonna end this now. Good thing we got to the end of the video, though, before my camera died. Thank you very much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Like if you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Queen Lemon, over and out. And of course, we can't forget the doggies. Zeus. Oh, look at that handsome boy. My goodness. What's up, dog? What's up, dog? It's Zeus in here with me today. He's being... Okay, he's trying to climb in my lap. Such a handsome boy. Okay. Zeus, would you like to say goodbye? Hey, you get away from those Oreos. Those are not yours. I'm gonna say bye. Look at that freaking stud. You are so handsome. As he's stepping on my lower intestine right now. It hurts pretty bad, but he's super cute. You're so handsome. Say bye. Thank you for watching, YouTube. Bye.